Speeding tickets are difficult to contest and they're not cheap either, ranging from a £100 fine up to a whopping £2,500 fine. But you do have the right to challenge your speeding fine, so today I'll take you through my 4 common defences that you can use to challenge your speeding ticket. Now you're probably wondering whether to appeal, so you need to establish if you think it's worth it and determine whether you have enough evidence to back up your claim. Successful appeals are based on technicalities like how the speeding ticket was issued and where the fine was issued. If you weren't driving, you can't just say, "Oh, I can't remember who was driving the car," because that's seen as failing to name and it could land you with a driving ban and a £2,500 fine. You have to provide the driver's name and address who was at fault. Let me talk about the 4 common defences used to challenge your speeding ticket. The intention of intended prosecution contains the wrong details. Now, this can be the time or date of the speeding offence or the location. If the police have typed up the notice incorrectly, it might be seen as defective. You weren't the driver when the speeding ticket was issued. As I was saying earlier, you have to name the person who is driving by providing their name and address, otherwise you'll face a big fine for failing to name. Speed limit signs were incorrect or missing. Go and take photos if it's safe to do so to help your appeal. If the area where you got the speeding fine has no clear signs, maybe they're broken or hidden, then gather that information and evidence. Measuring equipment to measure the speed you were doing wasn't calibrated or used incorrectly. Now, all the equipment to test if you were speeding has to be certified annually, but the police don't have to disclose the evidence until it goes to court. All calibration equipment should be marked with a label stating the date of calibration and when the next calibration is required. It also says who carried out the tests. If you're still convinced that you have a good chance, then the next step is to plead not guilty to the speeding ticket. Then you'll get a court summons. If you're confident you have the grounds to contest your ticket, have a good understanding of the law and enough evidence to back up your case, then you could represent yourself. But because it's so tricky to appeal, the best advice that I can give you is to seek representation, because only 1% of speeding fines are challenged and only about half of appeals are successful. You have to respond to your notice of intended prosecution within 28 days, and if it's sent in the post, it has to arrive within 14 days of the speeding offence. The best advice I can give you is only challenge the speeding ticket if you think you'll win. The government increased fines for speeding in 2017, which is why they're so eye-watering. This is something that I'd want to get legal advice for, because whether you appeal your fine or not, it's going to cost you a lot of money. You could use an online solicitors for a quick professional opinion like JustAnswer. It's only a £5 for a trial and you'll get on-the-spot advice about whether you should appeal or not. Imagine how much money and time it could save you. I've left a link to them in the description, and if you use it, you'll be supporting my channel, so thanks.